How's it going, fabulous TAs? In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 top tips for working with autistic children in mainstream schools. Hello there and welcome back to TA in Control. My name is Lauren Reasoner and here I give you the tools and resources to be a teaching assistant working at your most confident best. And as I said, in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 top tips for working with autistic children in mainstream schools. So let's dive right in. Having worked with autistic children and lived with my first husband for over 20 years, who is autistic, he was diagnosed with Asperger's in 2009, I want to give you something solid to use with the children who have either been diagnosed with autism or display behaviours that indicate they could be autistic. Autism is not something that can be corrected. Autistic children and people can learn to fit in more with people without autism, but I don't believe that should be the goal. I believe that autism is a wonderful opportunity for greater understanding and acceptance of difference, rather than being hung up on everyone fitting into a blueprint of what it means to be human. So in this video, I will give you 3 top tips for working with autistic children in mainstream schools. But be sure to watch until the end when I'll give you access to my valuable free resource that will give you a further 7 top tips and some great online resources to make your role easier. So top tip number 1, be specific. Autistic children often associate a skill or behaviour with a particular location and need help with applying this across the board. So, for instance, they may know to use a knife and fork at home in the kitchen when they are eating, but not know they can be used in other locations, such as in the school hall at lunchtime. Each skill may need to be mastered in different locations. Top tip number 2, one thing at a time. This applies with everything you are working on with an autistic child. Only move on to the next step when the previous step is completed or mastered. It is also important when modifying behaviour. List the behaviours that need to be modified in order of priority so that you address the behaviour that puts the child or caregivers at most risk first. Choose one issue at a time and work with the child until that issue is at an acceptable level before moving on to the next one. Top tip number 3, routine is important. Autistic children need routine to feel safe and secure. The slightest disruption in their routine can cause regression or meltdown. Use a daily planner with images and/or symbols so that the child knows what to expect, and schedule as many daily activities at the same time each day as possible. And where possible, prepare the child in advance for any changes in their routine. According to the National Autistic Society, autism is a lifelong developmental disability that affects how people communicate and interact with the world. They say there are around 700,000 adults and children in the UK who are autistic, but I don't know if this figure is only taking into account those adults and children who have been formally diagnosed with autism. I cannot help thinking that this number is just the tip of the iceberg due to the pressures on diagnostic services in the UK, leading to delays in diagnosis at best, and at worst, a lack of understanding about autism, leading to no diagnosis at all. My first husband was not diagnosed with autism until he was 49, due to his GP's reluctance to refer him to a psychiatrist. I suspect this was due to seeing a fully functioning adult sitting before him in his consultation room who was holding down a responsible job. Common misperceptions like this affect girls and women with autism too, because they are better, compared with boys and men, at hiding the more obvious signs of autism. I've heard members of staff talking about girls with autistic traits, saying that the reason they have issues making friends is because they are little bitches and sly. I struggled in a marriage to a man whose brain is wired differently to mine, but he struggled more living with me and having to go out into a world every day that at best did not understand him and at worst refused to tolerate him. And I know from experience that it is a struggle working with children whose brains are wired differently too. But imagine if that was you and every day you had to come to school where you knew you were not going to understand or be understood, but you didn't know why. So many autistic children struggle tremendously in mainstream schools because of our misperceptions of autism. I hope this video helps you to understand autism more. Please make sure you download my valuable free resource that will help you understand even further. You will find a link to it in the description section below this video. Here's how to get to the description section if you're not sure. On your phone, tap on the little V under the video to expand the description section. On your laptop, click on Show More to expand the description section and use these screenshots to help you. If you have any autistic colleagues, ask them for help with autistic children, because their advice will come from a place of knowing that no amount of courses and resources like this one can replace. Please share this video and my resources with your TA colleagues. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed my video.